The new fighter in Dragon Ball Legends is Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Mini, and you want to know whether you should summon or skip him. In this video I'll give you everything you need to know, so some things to consider before even going in on the banner, the kit details, so what he does, and then I'll tell you whether I think it's worth it for you guys to summon and whether I'm going to be summoning, as I know a lot of you guys make your decision based on what I'm doing. Let's get into this video now. Here are some things to consider before going into the banner. The first thing you should consider is your chrono crystals. How many do you have? To do a rotation it's about 3,500, and if you have less than that you'd basically be throwing your chrono crystals at a wall because there's more incentive getting further into a banner. Also, it might not be worth it to just get one copy of the unit. You could get lucky, sure, but even if you had that one copy you might feel unsatisfied with how they perform, so it's better to wait. But if you're just a collector of units, everything I have to say in this video is not going to be useful to you anyways, so you can do what you want. I also advise not summoning straight away. The banner will be releasing on the 14th of January and it will leave on the 11th of February, so you've got just under a month to decide whether you want to summon. More reason not to go in straight away, as the meta will dictate the value of the unit, given you care about things like that, so how they're going to perform in PvP. On top of that, you should use the time to watch showcases. There's always going to be someone that will take the fall for you, so go on YouTube, watch big and small content creators, because every single person has a different account, different build, different equipment, so you can get a wider spread opinion on what the unit can do versus just seeing one showcase and taking that as law. I will also say consider the near future. There could be units surrounding this unit that could be better, or you might just want something outside of this campaign. So in this case, there might be a unit that releases after this, so in 2 weeks, for the Genki Matsuri, which is going to be on the 25th, I believe, and that's a Dragon Ball event, not a Dragon Ball Legends event. Last year, they released Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Adult, and then 2 weeks later, Super Saiyan 4 Goku released. So you don't want to pull the trigger straight away, because something better might be right around the corner. And finally, my judgment is not final. I'm recording this video prior to the unit coming out, so my information is based on the kit and my experience playing the game. I've been playing the game since the game released, that's 7 years, and I'm also a 56-time God rank player, so I'm well versed in PvP and understand all the history based on the devs' development of units, but at any point they could make different decisions, which is why I say my judgment isn't final and my opinion can change after the unit releases. So just consider that going forward, and let's get into the rest of the video. Okay, so we've got the Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Mini abilities. Let's get straight into this. So we have here the basics. He's element yellow. Vegeta Clan, Saiyan, Super Saiyan 3 Kids and DAIMA are his tags, and he's obviously from DAIMA Saga. We don't know what type he is, but we can assume he's range type. The information isn't out of what type he is, but I'm going to assume he's range type based on his Z abilities. So if I read out the Z ability 4 here, which is the 14 star, you get if DAIMA Vegeta Clan Saiyan, base blast attack plus 38%, base blast defense 38%, and if DAIMA is a tag in addition, there will be base strike attack 18+%, and then you can see it downsizes based on the other Z abilities. So at 6 stars, Z ability 3 is 15% and 30%. At Z ability 2 is 26%, Z ability 1 is 22%. Going into the arts cards now, we have the strike card. The strike card has blast armor shown by this image here, and on top of that you do 15% extra damage every time you press one, which is actually good. And the blast is the same way, so every time you press a blast dart you do 15% extra damage, which is obviously good. So he's a good snowballer, implying that he's going to be building up damage. You know, like when a snowball falls down a hill, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, like in the cartoons. We got the special move here, so the blue card, massive damage on activation, destroys all special move arts, special move damage plus 40%, 3 counts, and it's uncancelable, so there's no way to get around that damage. Special move art cost -5, uncancelable, and this can happen 3 times. Now to note, there's no timer count on this, which means it stays with you the whole game. So you press the first blue card, -5, and then the next one will be -5 less. You press another blue card, the next one after that will now be -10 less, and then the next one after that you've received a total of -15, and onwards from there every single blue card will be -15, which is great. Also, when unique gauge is full, all enemy health restoration -50%, and this lasts for 15 timer counts. And if you hit the blue card, you will also be able to draw another blue card, and all enemy damage received plus 20%. So there's a way to get around that because it's cancelable, but you can do an extra 60%, you could say, from the special move damage increase, which is uncancelable, but the 20% is not guaranteed because because it can be cancelled. We've got the green card here. It says draw 1 card, key plus 40, damage plus 50%. This cannot stack, but it lasts for 15 timer counts, which is actually a long time. Nullify special cover changes for 5 timer counts, plus 1 Dragon Ball, and this can happen 2 times, and cancel attribute downgrades under normal conditions, which is actually useful nowadays. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of abnormal conditions and attribute downgrades that be hitting that are mad annoying. When unique gauge is full, draw speed plus 2, and this lasts for 10 timer counts, so you can imagine his combo potential is going to be pretty good. This also cannot stack. Having a full unique gauge is going to be very helpful because plus 2 is actually outrageous. We've got the ultimate arts, massive damage. On activation, you get 30% ultimate damage, and you nullify endurance, which is pretty standard, but those can be cancelled, so note that. But here, if the unique gauge is full, you will go type neutral completely, but also that can be cancelled, so just note that. We've got the main ability here, destroy 1 card and draw your ultimate arts next. Health plus 30%, plus 40 key, vanish engage 100%, so you can get a vanishing step from pressing your main ability, which is hella clutch, and cancel attribute downgrades. Again, very useful. A lot of debuffs be coming in this game at the current moment. We've got the starter ability here, and the numbers are looking pretty good. You see here, damage 320, damage guard 250, rising rush damage plus 50, and key recovery plus 50. I've just brought up Super Saiyan 4 Goku quickly to give you a comparison. Super Saiyan 4 Goku has free 10% damage, and damage guard is 240. Like I said, it's looking pretty good. On battlefield entry, he draws a blue card 3 times. He's out there to dish out damage. Blue card is going to nuke every single time. Health plus 10%, key plus 20, nullified damage received, so he's type neutral for 5 timer counts, and remove rising rush seal. So he's always going to be able to rising rush on the entry because that rising rush seal is going to get removed every single time if it does exist. And he's also going to nullify element disadvantage, which will allow him to do more damage, which is actually just great, but it's only the damage received. I should heavily note it's only the damage received, it's not overall. So if you switch into him on the cover change, he will tank a few hits. And I think this is the first time we've seen this mechanic, which is pretty good, like in this position anyways. On strike and blast arts use 1 time, activations reset on switch, you will draw 1 card and nullify special cover changes. When you draw a blue card, so a special move, you will get 30 key, which can happen 3 times, damage plus 30%, which is uncancelable, which can happen 3 times, so you can get up to extra 90% of damage just from drawing blue cards, and critical rate plus 30%, 10 timer counts, which is non-stacking, and he nullifies disadvantages completely, so offensively and defensively. On rising rush or overdrive attack activation, this can happen 2 times, destroy entire hand, then draw 1 of each card, so strike, blast, special skill, special move, so green and blue, nullify endurance as well. So on the rising rush, which is uncancelable, he can kill somebody if they have endurance every single time, and combine that with the removing rising rush seal, that's pretty insane. He's kind of resetting the game for anybody who has endurance. And then on the opposite end, if the enemy uses a vanishing step, he will destroy all their cards, so strike, special skill. And on the opposite end, when the enemy uses a vanishing step, he will destroy every single card they have except their blast arts, and he will seal their rising rush for 3 timer counts. This card destruction can happen 3 times as well, which is pretty insane. That's quite the hindrance, and if you're fighting him, you'll probably have to use your main ability to get out of that, or switch out to somebody else, unless you got draw speed plus, you know. When on the battlefield and the ally is prevented from switching, so no switching is applied, he will seal enemy rising rushes and seal all of the enemy's main abilities as well. And that can happen 3 times, the main ability one, but the enemy rising rush being sealed, that can happen unlimited, which is actually nasty. So he's got some good hindrances for the enemy, to be honest. He's got a strike cover change that can combo into a blue, and here's his unique gauge. He's got the sustained damage type, so that means he's going to need to take hits to fill his unique gauge, and it gets consumed when he uses a special skill, special move, or ultimate artist, so the green, the blue, or the ultimate. When the unique gauge becomes full, you get 25% HP. Your next special move will do 50% extra damage, which is uncancelable. He's gonna be nuking. Ally sub count -3, enemy key -60, all enemy sub counts +2, and seal all enemy main abilities as well, alongside the benefits you get from consuming it, which we saw earlier. But that's everything for Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Mini. He's looking pretty solid, not gonna lie. Now, do I think it's worth it for you guys to summon on Legends Limited limited Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta mini, I actually do think it's worth it to summon on him. However, I don't suggest doing so straight away. Regardless of how good he is, I feel like there's going to be another Legends Limited or even an Ultra, which would be the worst case scenario for everybody, that will be coming after this unit. There is the Genki Matsuri later this month. I believe it's on the 25th, which is a big Dragon Ball reveal. Not Dragon Ball Legend reveal, Dragon Ball reveal. And I feel like Legends might want to pull out something then, so there could be a chance we could get something in addition to what we got right here. So at least wait until after that to really pull the trigger on this unit. But I do think this unit is going to be insane. Do not get it twisted. I think he's going to have the hardest hitting blue cards in the game potentially. Yes, even better than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I think he's actually top of the crop in terms of damage, but that's about it. He does have some things that will hinder the enemy, don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to downplay the things in his kit, but defensively, he's not pretty safe. He doesn't have survivability, so he's going to be relying on his teammates, such as Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But he's also not restricted to DAIMA, which is a big plus to him, so you could use him on other teams. So given there wasn't a Dragon Ball event, I would say it's safe to summon on him green light. If you're trigger happy, you're going to pull the trigger, definitely hearing that I said he's good. I think he's really good. Do I think he'll last? I can't say that for sure, but he does have a lot of things that will keep him safe besides from his defenses or survivability. He's really just hindering the enemy in making progress, but in the scenario they are able to make progress, it could be shaky for Vegeta, especially long term. But overall, I do think it's worth it to summon on him. Now, is ZAKASHI going to be summoned? Am I going to be summoning? I'm not going to summon straight away. Last year they got me. I put a lot of Chrono Crystals into Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, the adult, and I did not get him. And then they dropped Super Saiyan 4 Goku after, and I did not get him either. So I need to make the best decision for myself this year, and I don't want to just be spending on anything. I really do want this Vegeta, but there's no rush. So I'm simply going to wait until later this month and see if there's anything else that drops, because the banner will be here for a while. And if there isn't anything that drops, if we leave the DAIMA campaign just after this guy, which I think is very unlikely, then I will make the decision. But otherwise, for now, I'm not summoning. I'm just going to hold on to my Chrono Crystals, stack them up tall, see what the meta's saying, etc., and then make my decision later down the line. That's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section whether you're going to be summoning on Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Mini. He does look good, his animations for sure. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said, if you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is ZAKASHI, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.